Critical Role levels up a terrifying new D&D monster, and Dune's director refuses to get too weird.
You guys ready to get weird tonight or what?
Welcome to Fantasy News Friday, our weekend news rundown. Today we're talking about the latest Critical Role episode, a new Dungeons & Dragons monster, and Dune. Remember, if you like these kinds of videos, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons so we can keep making them. Now, on to the news. Bell's Hells leveled up on the moon in the latest episode of Critical Role, but more problems may be stirring. Imogen is dealing with the corruptive influence of Ruidus as she tries to use her connection to the evil moon to figure out what was going on with all the Ruidusborn that have migrated there, while Bell's Hells is convinced that Imogen is the key to stopping Predathos and whatever the Ruby Vanguard's plan is. The chat in the latest episode seemed to think that this was all a big setup for Ludinus to turn Imogen into the big bad of the campaign. The real question is, who will turn first? A Ruidus corrupted Imogen or a Delilah possessed Laudna? Well, at least the party leveled up to level 12 in the most recent episode, so they're quickly reaching the power level where they can start fighting gods.
Also, a quick reminder from producer Pete here that the last time we saw Imogen lose herself to the power of the moon and go supernova against Odahan, half the party died. Will we see a potential TPK on the moon? The chat and Reddit certainly seems to think so. What if Laudna decides to follow Imogen even after Imogen turns? That would set up a potential party wipe situation as well. And we know from the Mighty Nine that Matt has no problems turning party members into final boss big bads for the campaign. Just some food for thought.
Also, Ruidus is apparently a lot more populated than anticipated, and Predatho isn't just some sort of primal predator entity. It's sentient and has been awake during its millennia-long imprisonment. Oh, that's not good. Plus, there's still a lot more to discover about Ruidus, and it will be fun to see all of the work that Matt put into building what was clearly a major part of Exandria after all this time, because Bell's Hells really took their sweet time to getting to the moon.
You're too slow.
A new D&D monster is poised to haunt your dream. Today, WizKids revealed the Spider Dragon, a new monster that is apparently tied to the Vecna Eve of Ruin adventure coming out later this year. The monster is about what it sounds like, a half-spider, half-dragon creature that kind of looks like a giraffe on spider steroids. The figure comes out in July 2024, which is after Vecna's May 2024 release.
You belong here with me.
The director of Dune and Dune Part 2 is only aboard for one more Dune movie. Speaking to Time earlier this week, the Dune 2 director Denis Villeneuve said that he'd be interested in making a Dune Messiah movie, but wouldn't want to continue after that. Now, to be fair, the Dune franchise gets pretty weird after Dune Messiah. Spoilers, human sandworms. Even though he certainly has the cast to be able to continue the story of Dune for as long as he wants. Let's face it, why cast Jason Momoa as Duncan Idaho if you're not planning on making like 10 Dune movies? Because you might not know it, but Duncan Idaho is the main character in this entire franchise.
Will you tell the great houses of the Landsrat how we were betrayed? How the best of them were murdered?
Hey, the character sheet has got some new competition in the tabletop RPG YouTube space. This week, Shut Up and Sit Down's Quentin Smith announced that he was starting his own tabletop role-playing game YouTube channel called Quinn's Quest. The new channel will focus primarily on reviews from the looks of things, which is pretty cool. Quinn's got a pretty big following from Shut Up and Sit Down, and honestly, we need more reviewers and people in the tabletop RPG space, so we can't wait to see what he gets into next. Quinn's Quest has just launched their YouTube channel, and I highly encourage folks to check it out.
To subscribe to Quinn's Quest, simply write a letter to the Discovery Channel.
Dominion, the card game that started the deck-building game genre of tabletop games, not to be confused with the trading card game deck builder kind of game. Well, that's available now in digital form. The Dominion app officially launched this week on iOS and Android, with the base game and its many expansions all available to play in both single-player and multiplayer form. Now, having used the beta for months, I will say that the AI is definitely tough to play against, but that makes it so much more rewarding when you stack all those action combos and buy those victory cards and see your deck really pop off. It's a fun game. So, go and download it now.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
And finally, Studio Hermitage is making a new tabletop role-playing game called Our Brilliant Ruin that's described as a post-apocalyptic Downton Abbey. The game is set in Dramark, a doomed world where the elite tries to wind their way through the ruin, an unstoppable darkness that corrupts whatever it touches. Players must negotiate both monsters and political struggles between ruling factions while also trying to climb society's ladder. The game will use a unique D6 pool-based system, which, to be fair, sounds like a lot of other D6 pool-based systems, but we'll see what all it entails. The Kickstarter for Our Brilliant Ruin launches later this month. And that's all the news stories that we've got for you today. Let us know what your favorite story was in the comments section.